Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Tief. Tonight we are talking about Balcones, American whiskey with an E, and of course it is the ZZ Top Tres Hombres edition. Quite looking forward to trying this. I'm trying to do the ZZ Top thing. I think I'm not quite there yet. I need maybe another 10 years of growth where I can maybe match the beards of the guys from the band. But of course, it's all about the whiskey tonight. It's going to be my first try of a Balcones whiskey. Now, I've been watching so many videos over the last couple of years from the Whiskey Vault. Love the guys, they do fantastic work, and they every now and again they have a Balcones on the shelf, and I've always wondered, what does it taste like? It was always this dark whiskey that looks fantastic, and they're always ranting and raving on how fantastic the whiskeys are. But being in Belgium, very difficult to find something, and it took me a while to realize that the online store has got a sample, and here's the wee sample that I have. Balcones ZZ Top. It is bottled at 50% ABV. It comes from the Balcones distillery in Waco, Texas, USA. So quite excited to give this one a try. I haven't opened up the sample yet. It's going to be my first sample. It's going to, well, you're going to experience my first time that I'm going to drink a Balcones. Not a very old distillery. It was only opened up in 2008, so very new distillery. They do make apparently quite a lot of whiskey. They make some great whiskies, and I've seen that they have won quite a lot of rewards over the last couple of years with some good whiskies that they are making. They are apparently known for their high quality whiskey, high quality ingredients that they use, and I think that is the claim to fame, that small batch whiskies that well, you're not always going to get, but I think smaller batches, maybe more control, and I think that is the secret to their success. So I'm not going to make this a long video. I think the intro is long enough. Time to open up the bottle. And I know, oh, this is going to be a good one. This reminds me a little bit of that Baines whiskey that I'm talking about. The good old South African Baines, a single grain whiskey. But this one, I'm just going to give it a small pour. I want to savor this one. Of course, I'm still traveling in the hotel, so of course not a proper glass, but just going to give it a little bit of a wee taste. Lovely golden amber color coming out. And of course on the nose, what do we find? As a whiskey without an E drinker, I can tell you this is fantastic. I do love the sweetness of this one. So on the nose, it is a little bit of a charmer whiskey. There's a lovely sweetness that comes out. There's a little bit of a woody note. It reminds me a little bit of a musk pink sweets that my mom used to give us every time you sit in church and you just give one cough and opens up the handbag and she hands you this small little pink sweet musk flavors. So that's what it reminds me about, that sweetness, that little pink sweet, musky sweet. There's a little bit of a perfumey note, a little bit of a brown sugar, a little bit of a caramel, a little bit of a vanilla. There's a hint of a little bit of a butterscotch. There's also a little bit of an artificial note, and I'm not getting it every time. A little bit of a more like an orange, an artificial orange, a strong artificial orange note that I pick up. And I must say that I can keep on going back. It's like I'm a little bit scared. I don't want to try it and realize that it does not match this nice, lovely, friendly, sweet notes. And that alcohol, even a small bit on a glass, it does not feel like a 50% ABV. It is a lightness. If you do a little bit of a agitation, when you get that hint of the alcohol, it is a no age statement whiskey, but it feels a little bit more mature. But if you stick your nose in it, then all of a sudden you get that little eye-watering 50%, that vapors coming up, and definitely it tells you it's going to be 50% ABV. Now, a lot of the friends online and YouTubers, I see them drinking this 50% and higher like it's water. I don't see any of them adding water to it. So you drink it like the Americans drink, and they scoff at our 46% ABV. I see some of them when I review it, 40%, 46%. We need something stronger. We want a 50%, 55, 60% ABV. But I can see why they would say that this is so fantastic. It does not smell like 50% ABV. So for me, the scent is like a tantalizing seductress, whispering sweet nothings into my nostrils. It's like a bouquet of fragrances, a symphony of smells, telling stories of oak, vanilla, and caramel. It's like wearing a perfume made of deliciousness. That's a little bit how I would describe this one on the nose, being a little bit poetic. Well, I hope I'm not putting somebody off on my poet skills. On the taste, of course, we have to try it as well. So the time has come for my first Balcones ZZ Top Tres Hombres. 3 friends. Cheers. Very careful, small sip, and I'm not disappointed. That first sip tingles my taste buds with that high ABV. It's like a mischievous leprechaun playing hopscotch on my tongue. It's as if the whiskey fairies come together and high-five my mouth. That is a perfect way to describe this one. Let me try again. Cheers. There's a little bit of a varnish or a wood polish component. It is quite sweet. There's not a lot of oak in it. It's sweetness on sweetness. And that alcohol, I think it's just perfect. It just creates a nice warm feeling on the mouth. Just want to make sure. I keep on going back. Cheers. It's intense, that first sip, the second sip, and I presume the third sip is going to be, it's always intense. It is, the alcohol is there, and it's only for 1 or 2 seconds, 3 seconds at most. And then you're just left with this lovely sweetness. That heat from the alcohol just covers the whole mouth, and you can feel the heat going down the throat. But it's not a shocking alcohol heat. It is just lovely, friendly, sweet, inviting caramel coming out. There's a little bit of a dark chocolate note. There's a little bit of a concentrated orange note for me. That little butterscotchy note coming out. It's oily, it's viscous. Let me just try again. It's nice. Cheers. There's a little bit of a toffee apple, not the apple itself, but the caramel on the outside, that hard caramel, with a little bit on the burnt side, but just a hint of it, just to tone down that sweetness of the alcohol. this is really nice. Now, I sent out a message not so long ago asking what people think of balconies, and some of the people that has responded said spot on whiskey, give it a try some more of them. Definitely going to try some more. Now, the only problem that I have is how do I get hold of these things? It seems like they're not growing under any bush, so hopefully I can, well, maybe I can get some more samples in the future from my online store. Who knows? They only had this one bottle, and I'm a little bit addicted to the smell of this one, and it tastes not so shabby after all. So definitely balconies. I'm gonna have to work on the beard, make sure that I look the part of ZZ Top, well, in maybe 5 years time. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I see you next time. Cheers.